Hello and welcome to week 2 of Health 135. I have thoroughly enjoyed getting to know each one of you through the discussion boards and am really enjoying seeing how you are already building a community. So many of you are already finding things in common, and I love the interaction that's going on between all of you. That's exactly what I was hoping to see, was that we were still going to be able to have the same type of environment that we would in a face-to-face setting. So for this week, what I wanted to do was show you a couple of things in Blackboard that are there now that may not have been last week, and also to explain your assignment for this week. So I'm going to do my best to try and do a weekly video announcement, at least for the first couple of weeks. I'd love to be able to say that I'm going to do one for every single week, but as the semester gets a little busier, if I'm not able to, there will always be a detailed announcement on Blackboard every Monday morning. But I really am going to try my best to do the video announcement so we feel like we're still getting to see each other face to face. So in Blackboard, something that's there now that was not there last week is the tasks button that I promised you. So when you click on this, this is going to show you every assignment that you're going to be doing in this class and when the due date is. So I apologize that it was not on the syllabus or the course schedule. I always have due dates on there, but for some reason, with this being a new course, it completely slipped my notice. So hopefully this will kind of help you keep track of when assignments are going to be due. On the course schedule, anytime that it mentions the assignment, that's when we're going to be going over it. I'm going to introduce it, make sure you understand what it is that you're doing, but the due dates for each of them are here in the task button. If I remember correctly, I don't have any assignment that's going to be due the very next week. I always try and give at least 2 weeks. If I find as we go throughout the semester that you need a little bit more time on a certain assignment, then I'll adjust the due date. So I wanted you to see the task button that is in there. So the other thing that I wanted to kind of go over again is the way that the course is structured. I know there's been some confusion on how the assignments are working, when you're supposed to do certain things. And I may work on creating a different course schedule that will make it a little bit easier for you to follow. But this, I set it up into units because I felt like it was going to be easier to keep the concepts together. And so each one of the units is going to cover at least 2 weeks. Some of them are going to cover 3, and at the very end, our last one's actually going to cover 6. But when you look at the course schedule, you'll see on the left-hand side that it tells you the unit, and then it's broken down into weeks. So for Unit 1, which is what we're in right now, at the very bottom, you're going to see I tell you how many weeks it's going to cover. So this first unit is covering the first 2 weeks. Even though you can't see this on your screen, I wanted you to see that it's already there. The other, Unit 2 is going to be 3 weeks. Unit 3 is 2 weeks. Unit 4 is 2 weeks. Unit 5 is 2 weeks. And then Unit 6 at the end is covering the last 5 or 6 weeks. But within the units are the weekly folders. So for week 1, everything that you needed was in this week 1 folder. For week 2, which starts today, this is going to have everything that you need. You can't see it on your screen yet because it won't be available until Monday, but I wanted to go ahead and show you what it is that you're going to be doing for week 2 because it's a little bit different. So when you click on the week 2 folder, you're going to find my notes that basically says we're just continuing our discussion on the interrelationship between health, safety, and nutrition. So hopefully what you saw in Chapter 1 was that even though those are 3 different topics, they all work together to create the healthy child. So we need to be looking at not just their physical health, but we also need to make sure that they are staying safe and that we are giving them good nutritional guidelines. So what you're going to be doing this week is you are going to actually be finding the resources. So if you look, you'll see that you have no additional reading for this week. So you already read Chapter 1 in week 1. And so we're not getting to chapter 2 until next week. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be creating a blog entry. So when you click on the activities, assignments, assessments folder, you're going to see one thing in there. That's all you have to do for this week to count for your attendance and participation. So this is pretty much just like writing a journal or even doing the discussion board. It's just in a different format. So what you are going to be doing for this week is you need to find either a news article, maybe a website with substantial information on it, some kind of credible research. Okay, and what we mean by credible research is that cannot be a .com. It can't be Wikipedia. So it needs to be a scholarly, reliable source. And as you start to read through these resources, you will realize what's reliable and scholarly as opposed to what is just someone's opinion. So what I want you to do is to find some kind of research or article that deals with one of these 3 objectives. Not all 3, just one. My suggestion is choose the one you're most interested in, because then it's going to make it more enjoyable for you to read and report on it. So you can either do preventative health and the programs that address children's health needs. You can talk about how health, safety, and nutrition are interrelated and the factors that influence the quality of each, or typical growth and developmental characteristics of infants, toddlers, preschool, and school-age children. So when you go to create your blog entry, once you've chosen which one of these you want to learn more about, you're going to cite the article. So that means I need to have the author's name and the title. So if it's an article, I need the title of the article, maybe where the journal is from. If it is a website, then I need the complete website address, and provide a link to it. So you can attach a hyperlink in your blog so that we can all get to it if we want to. Provide a summary of the article, which has to be at least 5 sentences. I expect that everyone is going to exceed those 5 sentences, because if you are reporting on a reliable source, it's probably going to take you more than 5 sentences to summarize. But remember, a summary is not telling me absolutely everything that's in that particular article or resource. A summary is going to be, what are the highlights of it? What were the big picture things that were coming out of this particular resource? So you have to use your own words. Remember, when you're summarizing, you're simply reporting what it is that somebody else said. If you're going to use a direct quote, please make sure you cite it properly so that we're not plagiarizing. And then after you do your summary paragraph, I'd like for you to do another paragraph that talked about what did you learn and how you're going to apply it. So your first paragraph is going to be pretty serious and scholarly because you're reporting on research or something important that's in the news, but I want your second paragraph to be personal. So it is okay to use the word I in your second paragraph, because I do want to know, how has this impacted you? How are you going to be able to use it either now or in the future? Because again, the whole purpose of these courses is to provide you with the material and the resources that you need before you go out into the field. So there is a grading rubric that you can link to. But in order to do this, all you have to do is click on the word foundations, and then here again are the instructions. All you have to do is create blog entry. So when you do that, it's just going to come up with a typing area for you. Please don't attach a Microsoft Word document. I really would like for your submissions to be in this text box, because it's going to, as soon as I open it, that's what I'm going to see, instead of having to click another time to be able to open it. So you can, if you want to type it in Microsoft Word and then just copy and paste it in here, that will be fine. But the less clicks, the better. It's just easier for people to access. So once you do all of your typing, all you have to do is post entry, and then it's going to pop up in the grade book that you did it, so that I can go ahead and grade it and respond to it. So that is all that you have to do for your attendance and participation this week. So as I said, I may work on a different course schedule that will make it a little bit easier for you to follow, and include the due dates as well. I apologize that there was some confusion for week 1, but again, this was the first time that I'm teaching this course, so I ask you to bear with me as we kind of iron out the kinks. But hopefully you are enjoying getting into this topic. I love the fact that this course is going to really help us be able to nail down those other factors that we don't normally think about when we're talking about children. We spend a lot of time talking about how important literacy is, how important it is that children learn how to socially develop, how to write a lesson plan. But the health, safety, and nutrition of children is just as important, because we want to make sure that all the children that we're working with are in a safe, nurturing atmosphere where they're getting the best guidance and best help that they can as they're continuing to grow. So I think that's it for week 2. As always, please don't hesitate to contact me if you have questions or concerns. I will be continuing to respond to everyone's discussion board from the first week with the introductions. Not every time that you do a discussion board will I respond to everyone, but I do for the first one, because I want you to know that I have read your introductions and that I'm happy that you're in this class. So I hope you enjoy the second week. Again, we're staying out of the book because you are going to be providing the resources for us. So have a fantastic week, and I will see you in week 3.